Okay, we have looped back to arms. Looped back to arms. So, tricep obliteration and bicep decimation is what is on the agenda. Headed to the YMCA. Hopefully, it's not too full. But, there's nothing wrong with it. It's got decent equipment, cables, dumbbells. It's got a dip machine that I like. And, well, they've got one bicep machine that I really like. Other than that, it's a little lackluster. I would love a machine preacher, but even then, sometimes I don't even like those machines. But arms is pretty simple. I mean, my tricep training especially. Oh, it's like halfway to a sneeze. My tricep training is pretty much just like if you put me in front of a cable stack with a couple different attachments, that's all I need. Standard straight bar pushdowns. I like throwing in the rope sometimes. Maybe some single arm stuff, overhand and underhand. I think I'm gonna try. I don't know. I might try to set up like a seated overhead cable, like tricep extension, but it gets kind of funky if you try to like. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but like setting up a bench with a cable and trying to like sit down and reach behind you and grab it, it's just kind of fucked up. I tried this one machine that was actually meant to be like that, like an overhead tricep extension, but Jesus Christ. I have not run into that machine since. That was over in South Carolina. But whatever. I'm still going to get a freaking tricep pump for sure. And then biceps is just going to be a variety of curls. I've gotten into the habit of starting with heavy dumbbell curls and then, uh, you know, adding in some other variations, cable curls, um, machine curls, whatever else. I mean, as far as I can tell, as long as you're doing a curl where you can load a significant amount of weight, be it like a dumbbell preacher, like I just fucking said, cable dumbbell, as long as you're going hard and you can feel your bicep working, your exercise selection isn't insanely important, right? I pretty much believe that with like all muscle groups, right? Like as long as you sort of fit the basic pattern of start off with something really heavy, like as heavy as you can do for 8 reps, which usually for me ends up being the heavy dumbbell curls, or for chest it ends up being like bench, for back usually some kind of really heavy row. I think that starting off with something like a set at basically your max weight for reps is a really good opener for the workout. And then as your sets progress, you can do lighter weight. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. You can do lighter weight where you're really just trying to, God damn it, really just trying to finish off the pump. So that's all I fucking gotta say. Let's not knock the tricep. What am I fucking saying? Let's not knock the tripod over for a third time, and let's just get started. So, arms. Arms is a good ass lift, as per usual. Honestly, like it's unless I seriously fuck up my preparation, like if I get zero sleep, or I don't even know if I'm like insanely dehydrated for some rare reason. Uh, Pretty much, I always have good lifts, right? Even this fucking whole time. Which it does help that I pretty much center everything else around the lift. Like I eat to make sure I do well. I try to get a little bit of sleep at least. I make sure I drink a lot of liquids. Oh, oh shit! I didn't finish my pre today. A little bit left. Whatever. So let's just drink the dextrose shake and then we can move on. Do you guys want me to trim? Do you want me to trim the chugging, or do you want me to leave it? I feel like it might get kind of boring. I don't know how long it takes. Like just 20 seconds of silence. Whatever. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh Jesus, there's fucking people all over the place. Last thing I want to do is run over a little chitlin, little kid. There we go. Let's roll. So, I pretty much never take like a rest week. I've kind of heard people say this before, like, oh, I'm taking a week or two off. I just need a break. That just sounds like you don't want it. You know, that just sounds like you don't want to get big to me, right? Like I could maybe understand it if you fucking, uh, I don't know, you're going on vacation, you don't want to deal with the gym. Like I mean, I get it, right? But if you're really like crazy and obsessed about getting bigger, like if that's kind of your goal, then consistency is key, right? Let me think. What's the fucking term? What's the saying? It's like slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. It doesn't really apply. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the guy who's going to hit the gym every day uh, is going to do better than the guy who takes a rest week like once a month. You know, just because maybe not even so much just because of like the training style, but just the mentality of the guy that is going to go in every single fucking day, right? Like clearly he fucking wants it. And I mean, is it really that fucking hard to fit the gym into your schedule? You know, it's not even like you're just going off to do your own thing in solitude, right? Like if you go to the gym consistently, more than more than likely you're already going to know some people that go there, or maybe you can coordinate with your buddies or something if you really need like your friends around you, you know. So it's not like it can't be a little bit of a social hour, like in between sets. I was fucking talking all sorts of guys in there, you know. Like I love chit chatting in the gym. Obviously, when I actually do my sets, got to get a little bit serious. But is it really that hard? Probably 2 hours out of your day. I know you get home from work or school, and then you you just scroll on your phone for 2 hours anyway. I know that's what I fucking do. And now it's the summer. You got all sorts of fucking time. But yeah, I've never been into like the rest week. Like as far as I can tell, it just sounds like you don't really want it, right? So that's kind of just the point I was trying to make there. So what else? What freaking else? Yeah, I mean, don't really expect much change in the videos for a little while. I'm sure once I end the bulk, they'll change up a little bit just because they'll kind of have more time in the day. I won't just be sitting or like eating for a lot of my free time. But my workouts when I'm dieting are pretty much the same as when I'm bulking. Like I still do the same amount of volume. It's just I'll be weaker, right? Like I probably won't be curling the 80s or the 85s when I'm dieting for sure. I didn't even curl those today. That just when I'm feeling pretty strong, I can do that for a reasonably executed set. But today was just the 75s. But yeah, like the workouts pretty much just stay the same. Like I'll still start off with like something heavy. Like let's just say chest for example. I'll still start off with heavy incline Smith or barbell or dumbbell, just depending on what I have access to and what I kind of feel like on that day. And I'll still do the same, pressing, whatever, cable flies at the end. The workouts don't change. The only thing that changes is the amount of fuel that's going into my body, right? So rather than working out to stimulate growth, right, because I've got a lot of extra energy, right, from calories, which are then going to be used to, hopefully, deposit new muscle tissue, however that muscle protein synthesis works. When you're dieting, your goal is to maintain muscle, right? Like, you're not going to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. That's just not how this shit works. So the point of working out when you're dieting is to maintain your muscle, try to maintain your strength, and you know what, especially the way to maintain your strength is going to be still doing fucking heavy sets, right? It doesn't make sense to go lighter. Well, I guess I could see how you would think that, to go like lighter weight, less intense workouts when you're dieting, because I don't have that much, I'm not taking in as much fuel. I need to chill out. I say just fucking dieting or bulking. You should just be going as hard as you fucking can in the gym every lift, right? Regardless of your state of being. Because, just just because, right? Why would it doesn't make sense to me. How could going easy in the gym do you any good or any more good than going hard in the gym? I don't think that's a very disputed idea, but I feel like it kind of deserves reference. So once I start dieting, the workouts are still going to look the same, right? The only thing that'll change is I'll be a bit weaker, and actually, yeah, that's it. And I won't need to eat such a big pre-workout meal. So until then, I'm still gonna fucking try to keep chowing down. Had some Reese's cups and a thing of chocolate milk when I was at work today, and a Sheetz chicken sandwich. That was pretty good. I was kind of surprised, honestly. So, more food to come. I swear, full day of eating, it'll happen. I know I'm an asshole for fucking teasing it for so long, but yeah, just keep an eye out. I'm sure you'll get a little smile on your face if you see that notification or that video pop up in your recommended. So until then, you guys better keep fucking lifting hard like me, getting reasonable amounts of sleep, taking your multivitamins, just a men's multivitamin. It will do you good. You're not gonna feel it, but that shit's good for you. And then do your cardio. At least just try it. Just try it a little. I'm not telling you to go from not doing cardio to jump straight to doing cardio every day. Like that would be kind of a difficult transition to maintain. But I'm telling you, at least just try one morning. Go to the gym, 30 minutes of cardio of your choice, not that intense, and then, go back home and go about the rest of your day and lift in the evening. Right? Just try it once, no pressure, and just see what happens. Right? Just see how you feel. Maybe you'll think to yourself, oh, that wasn't too hard. Oh, yeah, I feel pretty good now. I feel like I kind of accomplished something already today. So that's my little mission for you. But yeah, fuck. I'll see you next time. There we go. Kind of a trashy day out today. Very, very cloudy. But unrelated to that, back day. I think it's 1:37. We're getting close to the end. There's really not much more weight to be gained, but you'll see. You know what? How about this? We're gonna do a weight update. Will be at the end, so so that'll be the make or break moment. Not really. This is still a very effective bulk. I'm as heavy as I've been, and certainly as strong as I've been. So back, pretty much my quickest lift, honestly. Like with chest, I mean, I kind of spent a while warming up for an incline press. Well, okay, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, chest is also kind of a short one. So maybe not a really good comparison there. But back is just pulling, right? There's no need for anything kind of complicated or anything. So the basic plan I've got in my mind is going to be a couple of sets of single arm hammer strength row machine. So I'll try to load up I don't, maybe as much weight as the machine can handle. Honestly, I can on that machine, especially when you hold like the highest handle, you can pretty much pull a lot of weight. I would do bent over rows, but I kind of feel my hamstrings are a little tight still. So rather than, work them, I'd rather just isolate the back even more. So after those rows, I'll probably get some kind of pull down, and then just maybe some machine row. I can really do whatever I want. I'll pretty much do an even mix of like lat focus movements, like a pull down or a pull over, and upper back focus movements, like cable rows or machine rows. As long as you pretty much hit the whole back, you'll be all right. I've never been a really huge believer in thinking that you're going to get better back development by doing like a lat specific day and then an upper back specific day. Because when you're doing rows, you're going to be working your lats a bit as well. It just, if I'm hitting back, I'm hitting the whole back. Simple. So, fuck, nothing else to talk about. Let's just get started. Ooh, like I accidentally sat down and started scrolling TikTok. I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes. That'll get you. That'll freaking get you. So, dextrose slash protein. Chocolate this time. A little bit more palatable. Ugh. Whew. Okay. All right. Let's scram. Let's get out of here. That was a good lift. I tell you what, it's a little busy. Um, Maybe that's just me being selfish, but typically I kind of like a more empty gym. I mean, for one thing, it's just you don't have to wait for shit. You don't have to worry about fucking exercise selection. You just get to do it whatever the fuck you want. And then for me too, it's a little bit easier to record myself when there's not, you know, 10 people in the background who I'm fucking bothering. But yeah, fuck man, back day was sweet. I wasn't planning on doing those bent over rows, but I just I was listening to some John Jones. It was going crazy, so I wanted to throw some real weight around after those hammer strength rows. So I'd that was a pretty good example of sort of the two methods of execution of sets that I do, right? Like that set of seated rows where I was doing one at a time. It was a machine with like a stack. You know the one. It was like the white one, right? I was going real slow, really getting a good squeeze. It wasn't like an insane amount of weight. And that was just a really good squeezing feeling, right? After my back had sort of already been pre-exhausted from the heavy shit. And then those first two sets and the bent over rows, those weren't sets where I was like really focusing on the contraction per se, right? Like I was still, fucking flexing my lats and my traps and everything else while I was doing the reps. But the fatigue from those sets was just from the fact that I was moving around so much weight, right? Like, sort of think about it like this: when you're doing dumbbell curls, or let's just say easy bar, just for simplicity, and you're doing a weight in which you can only get, let's say 9 reps. Let's say you can get 9 reps, right? That set is going to be difficult in a different way than if you were to do a weight where you could get, let's say 25 reps, right? So the triggering factor, the factor that'll trigger you to reach failure on that heavy set is just the fact that your biceps won't fucking work anymore. You literally won't be able to fucking do another rep, right? But with the lighter weight, when you're sort of doing more of like a squeezing style of rep, what's going to stop you from doing any more is just the fact that your biceps are starting to fucking burn, you know? So rather than reaching failure mechanically, right? When you do sort of lighter sets towards the end of the lift, where you're just trying to get a really good squeeze, that's more of like a mental battle, feel the burn type set, right? So, when people say train to failure or take your sets to failure, right? There's sort of two different ways to look at it. Because when you're doing your heavy shit, it's pretty easy to reach failure. Like, you pretty much know, okay, I literally cannot do another rep. But with lighter weight, when you're kind of doing partials, it's kind of up to your own discretion to say to yourself, like on your last rep, all right, okay, I'm done. And, the more reps that you can do in that sort of set, the better. One comment I keep seeing a lot is about my rest times, because I don't really, like, in between sets, if I'm not doing that little, just like describing what I'm about to do or whatever, I pretty much just clip right between sets, so rest times, it's not that exact. Like, I do not have a watch and I'm watching it like, okay, 30, I got 30 seconds left. Like, I'm just not really into that. That's not what I'm into. So what I end up doing is pretty much just, waiting until I'm ready and then doing another set. And that'll depend on the intensity of the sets that you're doing, right? Those first sets of the heavy, 7-plate hammer strength row, I think I took maybe 5 minutes between them. So between that first set of rows and the second one, and then that second one and the set of barbell bent over rows, I think I took like 5 minutes in between, because it was a fucking lot of weight and it really gassed me. But, those sets of single arm pullovers that I was doing at the end, I was only taking like a minute in between, right? Because I wasn't fatiguing the muscles so much. I was really just trying to, pump it up. Like, think about it like this: if you're doing squats, a heavy set of squats, you're gonna have to rest for a longer period of time than if you're doing lateral raises, right? It's just a difference in recovery. But as kind of a basic rule, I just sort of sit down. I try not to scroll on my phone. That'll kind of put you out of the zone. But yeah, sometimes I'll do that. Uh, maybe minute, 2 minutes. All right, I'm ready. Get up, do it again. There's nothing wrong with like the timer method, but I feel like it kind of constricts your training. Because let's say you're not ready yet, but the timer went off 1 minute. Let's do another set, and you only get, let's say, 10 reps on your pec deck. Whereas if you would have waited another minute, and really caught your breath, you could have got 15. And that set would have been way more intense. So for me, it's just kind of a go by feel thing. And this workout especially was an example of that. I was just jumping around to whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I didn't pick like 3 exercises and do 3 sets of each, right? I just kind of, bounced around. And, every exercise I was fucking hitting back. So I don't have a problem. If there was enough machines, like if there was a ton of good machines at that gym, I wouldn't have minded doing 11 different exercises and just doing it, the 11 sets for back like that. Because once you warm up for that first set, right? Like, after I did those, I didn't show it, but on that seated hammer strength machine and on the cables, or after the cables, I did a few reps of 3 plates, a few reps of 5 plates, a few reps of 7 plates, and by then, my back, this whole little pulling apparatus here is warm. It's ready to move some weight around. So just because I jump to barbell rows doesn't mean I have to do more warm-up sets, right? I'm working the same fucking muscles. So I can just jump straight to the top set, or, the top working weight, per se. I feel like a fucking broken record saying this, but a lot of sets that I don't really see it. I'm not really watching other people working out too much. But from what I've seen just over time and like seeing people's workout plans posted, I see a lot of just fluff work. Like when you're doing a set or let's say an exercise and you're pyramiding up in weight, like let's say I did let's just say I started with lat pull down for whatever reason today. And I started off with, let's say, 100 pounds, and I did 30 reps. And then I moved it up to 150 pounds, and I did, let's say, 20 reps. This is just arbitrary numbers. I don't know how many I would get with that much weight. And then let's say I moved it up to 200 pounds, and I got 10 reps. And maybe I did a really heavy set. I went up to 250, and I got 5 reps. I feel like those, working up sets just kind of took away from the top set, right? Like I would rather just do a rep or two of each, warming up increment of weight and then start off with that 250 and get, let's say, 9 or something, you know? Cuz just fluff work, it's not going to do you that good, right? You can go into the gym and just go through the motions of the workout, right? Not really push yourself. Or let's say I called every set that I did today 4 reps early or around there or something. Like I could have gone harder. I still did, let's say, probably, I don't know, 80% of the reps, 75% of the reps. So I still did like more than half of the work. But that last few reps of the set, that's what's really going to fucking let you grow, you know? Like, the, it's almost like the reps before that are just a stepping stone to those last few, right? And the harder that you can go there, the more you can push yourself, the better your gains are going to be. I mean, some of this shit, it just makes sense to you. Like, in all aspects of lifting, we've kind of grown up with some of this shit as kids, You got to drink your milk so you'll grow big and strong, and eat your vegetables because you'll get your take your fucking Flintstones because vitamins are good for you. Go outside and get your 1 hour of play. You guys remember that shit? I, the current state of youth today, I think they could use a few hours of play if we're being real. But that's its own issue. That's its own issue entirely. So I'm going to go get, honestly, I think I'm going to get some Wendy's right now. Go home, watch some kind of show or something. Try to get a solid ass amount of sleep. And then cardio in the morning. I think I'll even record it. God damn it. Just to show you guys up. Because I know 97.5% of you guys aren't doing your fucking cardio. I really could not tell you why. God damn it. So, oh, whoops. Fucking ran out of storage. I did not just scroll through my fucking camera roll and delete some shit while driving. That's not what happened. Alright, so like I was saying, I'll see you next time.